That felt so good. I can't wait to play football tonight. Hey everyone, and welcome to week 12, 13, 14, and 15 of my Achilles Rupture Road to Rehab videos. So I'm going to cover off all those weeks and my progress and what I've been doing and all those cool things so you guys can see where I'm at, and hopefully some of the information will help you as well. So, week 12, I have been seeing a private physio in between the NHS physio. So I'm from the UK. I have ruptured my Achilles and went the no-op route. So I haven't had an operation. So this is all conservative care. And in week 12, from the private physio, I was told to start doing the balancing pillow. So if you look at my previous videos, you'll see that in the video. And the balancing, or it's like the balancing boards. So I need to do more of those. So I've been spending about 5 minutes on that with both feet and balancing. I'll show you that in the video as well. That's coming up. And also some more calf raises, which I've been doing. So basically going up on my strong calf, which is my left calf, and then shifting my weight to my right calf, and then lowering down on both of them. So making like a box motion. You'll see I've also got that in my previous videos as well, explaining how it works and how to place the weight on the calf as an eccentric load, not a concentric. So it helps elongate the muscle fibers and the tendon to heal and all those things. So when the collagen gets laid down, it goes into that longitudinal form, so it helps with the strength in that way. Speaking of collagen, I was talking to the physio and she says there's 4 types of collagen. So I started reading up on them, and it looks like there's 5 actually. And she said type 4 is the one that's required for tendons and ligaments and things like that. I'll put some information up over here so you can have a look and see. But if you just search up different types of collagen on the internet, you'll see what there is and how they benefit your body and all those kind of things. And also with regards to taking any supplements and that's also in a previous video that I've spoken about. Moving on to week 13, again, more balancing pillow or the balancing board. So I've been doing that. I've been doing more of that. And then the other exercise I needed to do was stepping over the pillow. So placing my strong foot or my uninjured foot on the pillow or the balancing board, and then taking a small step over with my injured leg to try and push off and then land onto the floor as well. So this needed to be done in a very controlled motion. So that was my next exercise, as well as my injured foot on the pillow doing a sort of forward lunge, just getting that pressing movement forward as if you're coming into a step and then you're about to engage the calf to take the weight. Also, I'll cover that in the video coming up. I've recorded myself doing that so you can see those. Then moving on to week 14, some more balancing on the pillow or the balancing board, but with a bit of distraction. So if someone can throw a ball at you to sort of get your balancing moving, so you have to reach out and catch a ball and do those kind of things. So that's a bit different. I've been playing tug of war with little Charlie, my dog. So he's been pulling on something, and I've been balancing on the pillow like that. So that's worked quite well. Then progressing in the right foot lunge into a right foot step over. So using my injured foot on the pillow, now lifting my left foot off the ground and trying to take a step, because that then places quite a lot of pressure on the calf to engage the muscles, and also you're balancing on the balance board of the pillow, so your ankle has to engage as well. So that's there. That was the next exercise. And also around week 14, I broke my boot. So I've got a video of that also in this coming up, so you can see what's happening. I do walk a lot in my boot, and I also developed quite a bad bruise and bump on my shin. And I'll explain why in the video, from the shield that's on the front of the aircast boot that bends. I think my stride was just getting a bit too big, and it was bending and making too much movement, and it was pressing on my shin, causing a bruise. And also the front plate, you'll see, snapped in 2 places. So yeah, but it still works, so that's okay. And now week 15 is walking without the boot outside of the house. So I need to get used to the uneven surfaces. And when you start doing this, you actually notice how uneven the surfaces are in your pathways and streets and all of those kind of things. So I've been walking down my path just back and forth for a bit, and then I increased that on the probably third day of walking, just taking small strides and trying to get a proper motion, and pushing off, trying to not limp and trying to do a proper walk. And I managed to do about 1 kilometer in walking on the third day. I haven't had any pain walking or anything like that. And then I managed to walk all the way up to the shops, which is about it usually takes me around 10 to 12 minutes, and this took me about 20 minutes. But I managed to get up there and I managed to get back. I didn't have any pain. My leg did feel tired, but other than that, it was okay. And then I think I overdid it because I walked probably 4 or 5 kilometers the following days. And speaking to the physio, I did explain that I've had this burning feeling just above my heel at the back. And also I've been having sort of piercing pains where the tear is inside. And it felt a bit uncomfortable. But walking didn't hurt. It was just hurting the following day in bed before I woke up. It woke me up, about an hour early. So I just had the pains then. But I don't experience them during the day. So she says I need to just slow down on the walking. Even though I'm not feeling the pain, it's just sort of overdoing it a bit. And also my heel underneath is hurting, I think, from too much walking. So I just roll that out on a ball. That's also in a previous video if you want to have a look at that. Then some of the treatment I had is some laser treatment. Apparently this type of laser promotes collagen growth. So that was good. I had about 5 minutes of that yesterday, and we'll see how that goes. I also had a bit of massage and palpitation movement done by the physio to help with scar tissue, breaking up that. And that's basically my week 12, 13, 14, and 15. So I'm now into week 16, and I'm going to see the NHS physio today. Now that's 6 weeks since I last saw her because they don't have any appointments, but I'm going to see what she has to say today. Hopefully I can get another scan booked in to see how this is developing and if things are getting better. But that's enough of me talking now. I will show you some of my exercises that I've been doing, and also a milestone of me walking at the end. So here I wanted to show you what the boot looks like after 15 weeks of walking in it and wearing it every day. So you can see the Velcro is sort of still sticky, not great. I haven't cleaned it after our last walk, but you can see how it's starting to wear at the front from clipping the floor and bumping things, walking in the street on tarmac and things like that, and cement. There's a bit of mud because I did go on a walk with the dogs through a park and that. But overall, it's still in pretty good condition. The airbags inside that you can pump up on either side still work fine, so there's no issue there. The Velcro straps are still working fine. The only thing is this front shin shield kind of thing. You can see how that's gone black, and that's because of that strap. I just put it on. You'll see I line it up here, so that gets pressed when I walk. So that's marking it over there. And then you'll see at the top on either side, I've actually snapped it clean through. So that's basically what happens is the edges of the boot where it comes around the shin, you'll see here where my thumb's about to touch, you can see it bends when I walk because obviously my leg's pushing it, and then it hits the edge here and pushes back in. So when that movement happens, that's where that snap occurred, and it happened on the other side as well. But other than that, it works. But with that bend, I've noticed a bruise. You can see over here a big bump developed on my shin, and it was really painful. I couldn't actually walk with the boot. I did put socks in there to pad it up, but the pain was still there because it was pressing against it. And you can see when I line up the shin cover where it bends, that's where the pressure was pushing onto my shin. It's not so big today, but you can see it's sort of there's a bump there. It was more prominent a few days ago, and it was like blue, and it was really sensitive. So that's just one thing I wanted to highlight about the boot and how it's doing after 15 weeks of walking in it. Here's a quick clip of me walking without the boot for the first time down the path, and you can see on the right, my right calf's actually engaging a little bit. The strapping does help, but yeah, I was quite chuffed with this on that day. So yeah, that was cool to see and do as well. So looking at the exercises, the first thing that I wanted to show you guys was the step over. So using my good foot, I put my good foot on the balancing pillow or balancing board, whatever you might be using. And then I need to get that motion of pushing off, as you can see, with my injured leg, and then taking the step and landing. So I need to concentrate to make sure the landing is secure and safe, as well as going back and doing the backwards and forwards motion, as you can see. So that I've been doing for a couple of weeks now, and now I'm progressing to putting my injured foot on the pillow and doing that lunge forward as if I was going to take the step, and I've got to press into the pillow, so you can see my calf engaging as well, which is good. And then I need to progress in taking a step as well using this position. So you can see here I take a slow motion and you can see how my calf is engaging, which is really good because it never used to do that before. So I'm quite excited that that's happening, and I'm actually feeling the muscle working in that, so that's good. So yeah, that's quite a bit of progression for myself. And what if I compare the two, you'll see the difference in the step distance that I'm taking. So I can step further with my good foot on the pillow. As you can see, my knee is way over my toe compared to my injured foot, and the step is a bit shorter. And then moving on to balancing, that's what I've been doing for quite a while now, and I do this for 5 minutes at a time, and I do it maybe once or twice a day. And that's just ensuring, going forward to the left, the right, the back. I do feel quite a lot of pull when my toes lift up and I'm pressing on my heels. But this is getting more and more comfortable, and I've got to try and shift my weight more into the injured leg as well. So I just do a zoomed in version, or come closer to the camera so you can see the step over, what's happening, and how I do the step with my injured ankle. And as I step, you can see sort of my inner ankle on my foot on the pillow is sort of poking out to the left, and that's one of the stabilizer muscles that need to obviously engage by doing this kind of a movement. So that's a close-up from behind, and then with the balancing, just to show how that works from a closer view. And you can see how the muscles are engaging, and my right calf is twitching a little bit. So I'm excited about that. I'm finding the balancing quite easy now, and that's where I start. I play tug of war with Charlie, with one of his dog toys, or you can get someone to throw a ball at you, and you can do that. Now moving on to the calf raises that I showed before, where you do that box motion in my previous videos. I now need to do calf raises with my knees bent, so there's more of a stretch on the calf and of the Achilles, as you can see. And yeah, my calf is really engaging quite nicely here, and I've noticed it with a lot of my exercises that my calf's doing stuff. It's not just sort of hanging there like a piece of meat in the first few weeks. So yeah, I'm quite excited with how things are going. I'm feeling stronger. And then this is just a view from the back. You can see my left calf is much more defined and engaging more than my right calf, which is injured, but it is doing its thing. I'm able to now do this calf motion and lower down without holding onto a counter, so it's using my whole body weight. So yeah, so those are my exercises that I've been doing. Consult your physios and doctors if you want to do these kind of things, but this is what's working for me. This is what I'm doing. And here I am walking down the path without the boot and hopefully without a limp. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm slowly getting there, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Cheers.